Namaste, this is JVN Dr. Vishal Saxena, Associate Professor in Mathematics and Statistics in Jayoti Vidyapeeth Women's University, Jaipur. Today I am going to discuss on a module procedures of the sampling and sampling designed errors. This module is a part of the course Research Methodology and Biostatistics under the program of BPT 6th semester and B Optometry 6th semester of the university, and this is an important part of the research methodology and this subject biostatistics, and this part is this part of the subject is very important because that will be helpful for the sampling purpose and for the purpose of the research. So just in the today's session we are going to explain here what are the procedures, what should be the procedure for the sampling, and what are the designed errors and what are the different errors. So today we are going to discuss about this topic. So first, all we know that sampling is the process of the selection of a sample from the population, which is a set of the group of individuals. It is a set or the group of the individuals, and a sample is a subset of this population. Sampling is called the selection of a sample from that population, and sampling is done because just we want to estimate our population from this set. Just we have choose from that. So this is the set sample, and sampling can be done by the different procedures and different ways, or the different types of sampling are possible, by which a researcher must select the sample according to his objective or according to his need. So this is the sampling procedure, and just we can divide it in the two category types of sampling, that is the probability sampling and the non-probability sampling. So in the probability sampling, just definitely probability will be a main part of that sampling, and every just outcome has an equal chance, every sample has an equal chance to be, every element has equal chance to be included in the sample, while in the non-probability sample it is not compulsory that every element should have equal chance for the selection in that sample. And we know that the sampling can be just a procedure, and while sampling is done to test the population or to analyze the population, various other objectives for the research purpose, the sampling can be done, and for this the various other definitions are required, and like error can be just made there in the process of testing of hypothesis. So today we are going to discuss about that. And design of errors, design of the sampling, designing of the error, just so that is also important part, because sampling designing is very important part. Sampling design should be according to the objective of the researcher, and sometimes an error just can be made in the process of the testing of hypothesis. And testing of hypothesis means a part of the approach of the testing purpose of the hypothesis. So to explain in more better form, or just with some examples, we are taking some slides today. Initially we are given that the sampling procedure, about that because we have explained that sampling is a way of selection of a sample from the population. Population is a group of the individuals, so it is just a big set while a sample is a small subset of the population, and through the selection of sample we will estimate our population. And just probability sampling procedures. In probability sampling means the sampling can be done maybe divided into two types of probability sampling and non-probability sampling. So in probability sampling, everyone has an equal chance of being selected. Some probability samplings are maybe like stratified sampling. So stratified sampling means a researcher will just divide the population into small parts, small subgroups, and then from each subgroup a sample will be chosen, will be selected. So in that way, stratified sampling procedure is the most effective method of sampling, and when a researcher wants to get a representative sample of a population, so it is a good method, it is a good procedure for the effective method of sampling. And it involves categorizing the members of the population into mutually exclusive and collectively exhaustive groups. So just we will divide our population according to the categorizing the members into some groups. Groups must be mutually exclusive and collectively exhaustive. And this is a common definition of the probability, like what is meaning of mutually exclusive and collectively exhaustive groups. And an independent sample, simple random sample then drawn from each group, just means the whole population is divided into some groups, and from each group just a sample is drawn. Stratified sampling techniques can provide more precise estimates if the population being surveyed is more heterogeneous than the categorized groups. So it means this type of sampling will provide more precise estimates if the population being surveyed is more heterogeneous than the categorized groups, and this technique can enable the researcher to determine desired levels of sampling precision for each group and can provide administrative efficiency. Cluster sampling procedure. In cluster sampling, a cluster or a group of population or the elements constitutes the sampling unit instead of a single element of the population. So in the sampling, a cluster which is a group of the population elements constitutes a sampling unit instead of a single element of the population. The sampling in this technique is mainly geographically driven. So sampling is technique can be mainly driven by the geographical manner. The main reasons for cluster sampling is cost efficiency. Means this sampling is an economical sampling, and the sampling frame is also often readily available at cluster level and takes a short time for listing and implementation. The technique is also suitable for surveys of institutions. So mainly it is economical sampling and just very useful, and in which the sampling can be done by taking the group of population elements rather than individual element. Now we are going to take next the part of the non-probability sampling procedures. Non-probability sampling procedure means where the population may not be well defined, and just there is not the equal chance for every element for the selection in the sample. Now it is divided into several parts like purposive sampling, known as also judgmental sampling. And this type of sampling is that where the researcher chooses a sample based on who he or she thinks would be appropriate for the study. That means this type of sampling is important for the researcher according to his or her need or their objectives. The main objective or the purpose of sampling is to arrive as at a sample that can adequately answer the researcher objective. So according to his objective, this type of sampling should be done. Next is convenience sampling procedure. This type of sampling is also known as opportunity or the accidental or the haphazard sampling, and it is a type of the non-probability sampling which involves the sample being drawn from that part of the population which is close to hand, that is a population which is readily available and convenient, and this type of sampling is most useful for the pilot testing. So this type of sampling means that is it can be done here according to the whatever just is obtained, taken first, and that type of the convenience sampling procedure, and it is useful for the pilot testing. Next is the quota sampling. The quota sampling is a method for selecting surveys participants, which is a non-probabilistic version of the stratified sampling. So it is a different type of the non-probabilistic sampling, stratified sampling, and just for the selection of survey participants it may be useful. In quota sampling, a population is first segmented into mutually exclusive subgroups, just as in stratified sampling, and then judgment is used to select subjects of the unit from each segment based on a specified proportion. So means the initial initial way of the selection of the sampling is done according to the stratified sampling means just we will divide our population into several groups, and then the judgment is used to select the subject or the unit from each segment based on a specified proportion. Means then the sample will be drawn according to proportion, and just it can be explained in this example. An interviewer may be told to sample 200 females and 300 males between the age of 45 and 60. So it means an interviewer may be told to sample, just he has to make a sample for the 200 females and the 300 males between the age of 45 and 60, and this means that individual can put a demand on who they want to sample. So according to the means proportion that sampling can be done, and this means that individual can put a demand on who they want to sample, they can be selected or not, and that is called the quota sampling. Now we are on the part of the errors, and so errors are the important part of the hypothesis testing, and when we just take the null hypothesis, then the two kind of the errors can be generated there. One is type 1 error and one is the type 2 error. Type 1 error is a kind of the error where the null hypothesis is correct, but our test which we have applied for testing will reject it. So when a true null hypothesis is rejected, then it is called, then there is a type of 1 error generated, and in terms of the courtroom example, a type 1 error corresponds to convicting an innocent defendant. So we can say this corresponds to the convicting an innocent defendant, and it is a type 1 error. While in the type 2 error, the type 2 error is a kind of the error generated when a false null hypothesis is just selected. So if there is a null hypothesis which is false but it is selected, it is just accepted. If it is accepted, then a kind of the error is generated, and it is known as the type 2 error. And in terms of the courtroom example, a type 2 error corresponds to the acquitting a criminal. So it is just corresponding to the acquitting a criminal, where the just false hypothesis has been accepted. Next is the standard error. The standard error of a statistic, usually an estimate a parameter, is the standard deviation of its sampling distribution, or an estimate that the standard deviation, if the parameter or the statistic is mean, it is called a standard error of the mean. So simply, the standard error of a statistic, usually an estimate of a parameter, is the standard deviation of the sampling distribution. So if the standard deviation, if the parameter of the statistic is the mean, then it is called the standard error of the mean. And the standard error of the mean is defined as sigma x equal to sigma upon under root n. So it is given by sigma upon under root n, where sigma is the standard deviation of the population and n is the number of observations of the sample. So this is a part of the procedure of sampling and sampling design errors. So students are supposed that they should learn that topic with the conceptual part, and understand here what are the errors, type 1 error and type 2 error, standard errors, and how they can design the sampling. And with this I conclude my today's session. Thank you.